fridge. Sorry about that. I'm going to read a couple lines from this poem. Dried maple and ash bark, lush emerald flats, the fall-colored arena hark, the wide superior mats. At the valley's peak, encircled my life, the open space speaks. Let me end the strife.
Yo, 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 what's up, legends? How's everybody doing today? What a crazy weekend. Before I go into things, just wanted to talk about how many scam pumps and scam wicks and bizarre price action we've had this whole weekend. Some pretty crazy stuff. Got a lot to cover today. My final invalidation point has been reached on the Bitcoin Weekly. I will say I'm definitely more bullish than bearish at this point, as long as we can hold above 60K. I was at first convinced it wasn't going to happen, but for now, again, I have to remain bullish, as it was my last invalidation point. With that said, still keep my head on the swivel. Anything could happen. This ETF could totally be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So just keep your head on a swivel, use risk management, and let's see if we can't get some nice swing trade setups. It'd be excellent if some manipulation wasn't in play. But yeah, today, like I said in Discord and on Twitter, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin dominance, and mostly alts. There's a bunch of alts that I'm in and I want to go over just in general. And then after that, any other questions or any other altcoin charts, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to chart or answer your questions for you. So again, like always at the start of the video, I say please join the Discord. Very active. I think it's active now 24/7, where it has been for the last month. I believe we're at about 500 members or users. It's free, no paid group, none of that. But like I said, before we have trading mentors. They'll answer any questions you have, or if you want to ping me, I'll answer any questions you have. And as always, please like and subscribe. It helps me a ton, helps the stream get noticed, and overall helps with the algorithm. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So real quick, just want to look at Bitcoin's weekly, daily, and maybe like an hourly chart. But so far, so good. So kind of looking in here real quick. This over. Real quick, like I said, weekly close above 60K is the highest weekly close we've ever had. That is extremely bullish. Whether the price action agrees or not, this is very bullish. I'm just going to go ahead and admit that's very bullish. It was my largest invalidation point, and it's what I was kind of waiting to happen. And for anyone that was like, oh, Roman, you're an idiot. You missed out on 100% gains. Like, no, I didn't. I did some intraday trading, some scalping. I made plenty of money along the way. Yeah, I didn't get the great swing trade entry that I would have liked at 40K and then 53K, but the volume wasn't there to me. There were things in my trading system that weren't met, that need to be met in order for me to make a trade. And to be honest, I trade. I don't gamble. So for me, it was more of a gamble. But with that said, we've invalidated that final resistance. I am way more bullish than bearish at this point, but my head is on a swivel. If we lose this 60K, especially if we day close below 60K, there's going to be a large sell-off. I'm going to tell you right now, there will be a large sell-off. I don't think any time before Bitcoin has made a higher weekly close or a highest weekly close of all time. If we go below, it's over. It's done. You either make it or you don't. I think it's going to. I think there's some good backing here. I mean, the ETF news seems pretty positive, whether we like it or not. And for the most part, it seems like retail might start be getting interested again. I mean, the news is out that Bitcoin's back to 60K and the ball is rolling. So real quick, Alec, what's up, dog? Terry, what's up, brother? Yeah, we have to hold it. Yeah, it's still a little tricky, but, we're still about 3-ish% above 60K, so not too worried at the moment. But yeah, let's go into this. So what I do notice on the weekly chart is, like I've said before, not a lot of volume. So I'm just going to kind of go over something that I tweeted this morning. So if you guys can tell, we're going up in price and down in volume. The last time that happened was over here at 30K, where we went down in volume and up in price. This is very bearish price action, very much exhaustion. So for me, I'm keeping my head on a swivel. Now, could this also mean that there aren't any sellers? Yeah, okay, it could be. Or it could mean that a lot of people are holding now or have been holding and haven't sold yet. I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. I don't think it's necessarily one thing. If we continue to keep going up, though, I would like to see volume start to pick up and go back up to where they were previously. I mean, I don't think volume's going to be as high as it was, here or maybe up in here, because those were parabolic moves. But, if we go parabolic next week, I do expect way more volume to come in, but that would completely entice like retail coming in. Like retail is the whole driver behind parabolic advances. That's the FOMO concept. Like people just keep FOMOing and FOMOing and FOMOing until price just shoots. It just keeps going, and then there's a huge dump at the top. So we could see a blow off top if this does play off. It's still too early to tell. We haven't even broke the all-time high yet, so I don't want to get everyone's hopes too far up. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that small thing real quick, because we could still very likely see a giant dump. I mean, yes, we weekly closed. Yes, I'm more bullish, but still, you gotta see both perspectives. You can't just all into a trade without seeing everything. But okay, let's go into the daily real quick. So daily, I kind of drew my support and resistances. The last resistance on the daily being 64K. I think if we get a day close above 64K, this thing could definitely go higher. I mean, I would like to see more volume coming in, but on the daily chart, it's pretty bullish price action. I mean, volume's still pretty low, but not bad. I mean, as we're going up, we're seeing these bigger volume spikes. So that could mean maybe retail's out and there isn't enough retail in for volume to keep going up. It might mean that people are more interested in alts. It could mean that maybe altcoin pairs are being traded at Bitcoin. It could mean a bunch of different things, but so far, like, most of the volume coming in is pretty bullish at the moment. MACD, I'm not too worried about MACD, because down here we saw a similar kind of MACD-ish momentum loss. So, we went up, and now we're like losing momentum, but we're still keeping up, still going up, and then a dump. So for me, MACD, I'm not too worried about it. We're very bullish on MACD. It's in a place to keep growing. Yes, momentum looks like it's going down, but again, I wouldn't be too hasty to say that we're losing momentum yet. I think it'll start picking up, especially when this ETF news finally comes out. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this kind of makes sense. I think to really call this a bear market, we have to break 60K and then break this upward blue trend line if all-time high isn't broken. But for me, I think this is probably going to continue up. I've said in Discord a couple different times, I definitely think we're going to push all-time high, or at least push a little bit above all-time high before a pullback. It would make sense. It would keep us above that 60K area, and it would allow alts to move up as Bitcoin consolidates. So zooming in here, this golden line being the last resistance on the daily chart. Excuse me. Gold line being the last resistance for Bitcoin to really like punch through and start going up. The white line being the previous resistance, which is now acting as support. Could you put it a little lower? Yes, but just I left it as where my weekly close was. I expect a little bit of consolidation here just to let some of this cool off down here, but it wouldn't surprise me if we just kept continuing up. It seems like the momentum's there and people are interested in buying Bitcoin again. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But, you know, again, RSI being very overbought, not too much of a concern. In the first leg of the bull market, we were pretty much overbought for, what is this, about a month. So we could definitely see another month of overbought RSI. That's not a problem. I would just pay attention to these levels. If we definitely close a day below the 60K area, it's going to get ugly fast. So keep an eye on that. But let's go into Bitcoin dominance. You guys know I'm bullish on Bitcoin, yada yada. I don't want to waste a ton of time on Bitcoin as I'm more concerned about what alts are doing right now. So Bitcoin dominance, yeah, it looks similar to 2018, but we are making higher closes. So to me, dominance will probably continue upwards to this 49.50 area and then come back down. Your crazy altcoin season, that people want, if this level closes below this resistance here, it will be a crazy altcoin season. Like I'm talking 28 to 100x on most altcoins. That at that point there's no support for Bitcoin dominance. There's nowhere for Bitcoin to hold. There's no level there. It's in price discovery at that point, or I guess dominance discovery. So altcoins will absolutely take advantage of that and absolutely run through the floor, or through the ceiling, I guess. Bitcoin dominance will run through the floor. But yeah, just keep an eye. You might have some more time before altcoins start pumping. I mean, really, it's kind of an area. Sorry, my headphones just turned off. Really, it's just an area where dominance is. So you could say anywhere within this area is kind of your resistance in here. So just keep an eye out. I mean, we're pretty much approaching resistance now. So any kind of rejection in this area, especially, you know, if we come up in here and come back down, that's going to let alts really, really fly. So keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance, especially if you're worried about alts, or if you think that maybe the altcoin you're interested in could possibly go down a little bit more. Yes, it absolutely can. I think there's still a little bit room for Bitcoin dominance to go until it hits a really hard resistance level. Yo, what up, Elijah? Perfect timing. Just got on the Stairmaster. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love watching. Like the way half the reason I got really good at trading is when I did cardio at the gym, or like was on the bike. I would just watch trading videos, or I'd look at charts. So always a good time to get physical and learn. But appreciate having you here, man. So back to Bitcoin dominance. Again, yes, this is a double bottom. If this does break this 50 level, alts are going to get destroyed for sure. I mean, that confirms the double bottom. I think Bitcoin dominance will continue going up. But to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. I think retail is going to start seeing some of these things moving again, especially with altcoins like Ethereum, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, XLM, DOT, some of these coins that aren't worth as much compared to Bitcoin. So like obviously like a $40 DOT or a 25-cent Doge is way more appealing to someone with $100 than a 60K Bitcoin, even though their percentage returns might be the same. But regardless, keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. I expect this thing to reject somewhere in this area and come down. If it breaks this floor, it's going to be a crazy altcoin season, let me tell you. All right, I'm going to go into my altcoin list. I've got a big, juicy altcoin list. Yo, what up? Oh, yo, we gotta talk about some new music. We need some like hype music. I got some some songs that I was going to recommend to you. We got to figure out if they're copywritten or not, or how we can obtain some rights for those, because kind of want some hype rap in here, you know what I mean? Just get everyone hyped up, but we'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll hit you up later today or tomorrow morning. But yeah, guys, let's look at this juicy altcoin list. So I'm going to start off with Cardano. So for those of you who are in my Discord, I've been talking about Cardano for the last 3 or 4 days. I think this thing is mega bullish, depending on how Bitcoin behaves. Obviously, as you know, a Bitcoin chart, or an altcoin chart can look extremely bullish, but if Bitcoin folds, it doesn't matter what that altcoin chart looks like. But let's look at this. So let's zoom out. We have some really nice bullish price action right here. We have volume going up, price going up, very, very bullish. So here we have price coming down, but we also have volume coming down. That is very, very bullish, very, very bullish. And then right here we have sideways volume and then sideways price. That to me tells me there's some accumulation happening here. We also have a symmetrical triangle, and to me, okay, maybe if you're looking from the top down, that could be bearish, but I'm looking at the bottom up, and it seems pretty bullish. I'm also looking at the past price action, and price action is very bullish. So this is what I'm looking at. Also, if we look at this symmetrical triangle, we have a perfect double bottom set up here. So I will zoom in as much as I can. This is a perfect double bottom setup. Let me remove some of these arrows. Okay, so perfect double bottom setup in here. So what we've got, we have our left side and now our right side. Your validation point really in here. Anything above that would really confirm the double bottom, as long as the day closes above it. To me, I want to see this thing pump through 2.33. That's where my personal breakout trade is. I bought somewhere here in the bottom, or at least near the double bottom that I think is happening. Also, I'm seeing that, on the way down, this volume is extremely low. I mean, this allows more investors to buy. This allows whales to buy. This isn't scaring anybody. Like I said, extremely low volume. It's just bouncing around. I think accumulation's happening. I think this thing is going to rip. I really do. As long as Bitcoin behaves. Intraday, Cardano, like I said, we're just kind of slowly going down. I think once we bottom out here, or bottom out maybe 2.10, that's where it's going to really start picking up. Also, if you guys don't know how to trade a double bottom, you would buy somewhere on the right bottom, or the right, somewhere in the right bottom. You buy somewhere where you think the right bottom is, and you put your stop below the left bottom. So if you're really particular, 2.066 is the bottom of this thing. So I would want to put my stop anywhere below this line. But for me, because there's a symmetrical triangle, and because I'm still a little finicky on Bitcoin, even though I do still think it's a little bullish, my stop is like somewhere in the 2.08, 2.07 area. I think any kind of breakdown or below this whole second bottom here, it's going to invalidate the double bottom, and it's going to crash really hard. So I want to try and sell before that happens, so my stop doesn't get skipped. But I hope that kind of makes sense for this double bottom this whole pattern that's going on with Cardano. So risk management wise, from here to the top, it's about 10%, and from here to where my stop is, it's about 2% or 2.5%. So about a 4-to-1 trade. That's a perfect risk management. That is a perfect trade by risk management standards. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You have perfect risk management, as long as you're not aping into this with more than you can handle. If you do get stopped out, but after that, after this breakout, you have enough cushion to throw in a massive buy at any day close above this golden breakout zone, and then from there, your next resistance is 30% higher. Overall, from your first buy, from here to the top, you've made 40%. That's a pretty good swing trade. And of course, as we know, when you break an all-time high, that's pretty bullish. So this is something that I would hold for a good while. I think that if this does play out, you'll probably get a 2 to 3, maybe a 4x. So again, ADA looking really solid, really bullish. So this is the one I'm really watching hard. Next, let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, I had called out this inverted head and shoulders. For those of you that bought this breakout, great. You were in profit and then you were neutral and now you're kind of still in profit. So we actually did backtest this neckline, which is perfectly fine. I would, if you're still in Ethereum, I would hold until we really break this 3,600 area where the neckline is. I still think that this thing will probably bounce, maybe accumulate some more, and then pop back up. We can see that we rejected 4K again. We can see that we rejected, at least day close wise, this legacy line here that I have drawn. So Ethereum, I mean, accumulate maybe somewhere in this 3640, 3600, 3700-ish area. For right now, I think the risk management is there. So you got about a 3% stop to a 6% gain, so not really. It's a 2-to-1. I mean, if you really like Ethereum and you want to get into it, maybe limp buy right now. But ultimately, you need to wait for the 4K breakout. I mean, breaking out of 4K is huge. I believe that's the highest weekly close, especially if we close it on a week. So keep an eye on Ethereum. Usually it follows Bitcoin next in regards to how Bitcoin's price moves. So if Bitcoin's price moves up, a couple weeks later, Ethereum will start reflecting that same kind of activity. Because as we can see on Ethereum's day, we have a nice inverted head and shoulders, and then Bitcoin first made the inverted head and shoulders. Unfortunately, we didn't get really much of a right shoulder, but Ethereum is reflecting very similar price action. So, oh, yo, what's up, Harry? Oh, man, what an honor to have you in the chat. How's it going, man? Saw you got a lot of hate last week, man. I'm really sorry to hear that or see that. That's unfortunate because you are a great trader, man. Mad props to you, and nice to see you here, man. That's great. If you guys don't know, Harry's a big trader on Twitter. He's got like 25,000 followers. Learned a lot from him, and he's, just looking at his posts, I've seen a lot of different indicators that I would have never thought to use, and big shout out to you, man. Learned a lot from you. Whether you are right or wrong, it doesn't matter. We're traders. We're not biased towards one opinion. If we trade the charts, we don't trade, we don't gamble. We're just trading based on what we see. So big shout out to you, man. Hopefully things get better in the Twitter space for you. But again, man, really appreciate having you here for right now. All right, back in this. I will say that Ethereum's daily volume, not the greatest. I mean, not terrible, but not the greatest. Oh, thanks, brother. Always watching your videos. Don't worry. Oh, thanks, man. Again, I appreciate it. And apparently I got to close some of this. Hold up. All right. Not the best kind of price action I'd want to see on Ethereum. Just looking at like USDT, there's way more volume that comes in. But not the greatest, not the worst, but not the greatest. I mean, you kind of have like volume drifting down as prices drifting up. Again, I think a lot of these altcoins are basing their next move on what Bitcoin's doing currently. So again, if Bitcoin loses 60K, this thing's probably going to get hosed, just like Cardano would, just like any of the ones I'm about to cover. So again, just keep an eye out. Keep your risk management in check. That's what's going to save you if a large crash happens. Don't be in the space where you get completely hosed if a trade doesn't go your way. Remember, my rule, especially if you're in my Discord, I've always said this: 1 to 3% total portfolio loss. I like to limp in my buys. Sometimes I do a 10% buy. Sometimes I'll do a 30% buy. Just depends on what the overall risk management of the system or what the situation is showing me. So again, keep that in mind. So Ethereum to Bitcoin, just want to take a quick look. Looks like I can't really do that, but it looks like no, that's closing below. So this is weird. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, that's not good. So I do see a head and shoulders here. Not the best. I don't know. I think we've got maybe some support here. I mean, it looks like it's closing below it. Maybe. I don't know. This is some weird action in here. It looks very volatile. But I do see a head and shoulders in here, looking pattern. I mean, you have your left, your head, your right shoulder, with your neckline being somewhere up in here. We did close below it. So maybe it's not truly alt's time to shine. Like I said on Bitcoin dominance, you've got some room for Bitcoin to keep outperforming alts. I think there's definitely at least another week or two, especially with most altcoins just kind of chilling. None of them really have broken out. None are really showing a lot of great bullish patterns. Like I said, Ethereum's price action is pretty bad, and this isn't the best inverted head and shoulders. So moving on, I'm going to go over Dogecoin. Dogecoin. I'm really sorry, O. For those of you guys who don't know, O is my video guy, my video editor, and he sent me this earlier today. This did break out, but this is why we wait for confirmation. We had a breakout, and we actually scam wicked back down. So not good. Not a super bullish sign. I mean, there's still about an hour and a half left in TradingView's day, so could this pump up? Yeah, but I don't think it's very likely. Even so, this isn't the greatest price action ever. I mean, we could see some maybe come back down, maybe make a double bottom, and then head back up. Doge is very, very volatile. So to me, there's a lot of possibilities that can happen with this coin. I don't really necessarily like to trade it, but if you guys are into Doge and you want to know some levels to watch, like I said, about the 0.2, 0.195 level down here, this golden zone or this golden line is the breakout that I'd like to see on Doge. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Plus, we have this. Sorry, my charts were in log earlier, and I didn't know that. But anyways, this legacy downward trend from August, and it's now October. So it's been in a downtrend for about 2 months. Nothing crazy. I mean, even the volume isn't terrible on the way down. Like we can see, we're going down with lower volume. So could be good, could be bad. I also do kind of notice this. This is a very wonky inverted head and shoulders. Like I wouldn't really trade this being an inverted head and shoulders, but if you were like a huge Doge fan and you like to look at stuff and you're like, oh, maybe it could be a possibility. I mean, you have your left over here, your head, and your right shoulder with your neckline being the golden line. That's part of the reason why I put that golden line there. So again, I don't think the risk management is there to necessarily buy this yet. I mean, you're talking about a 5% up and about a 20% down. So that risk management is definitely not there yet. You're better off waiting for the breakout, because if you're wrong, that's a tough loss. So again, this is a swing trade setup. If you're scalping or you're intraday trading Doge, by all means, I mean, trade the hell out of it. But these are the major levels that I'm watching. Next being this 0.32 area and then the 0.34 area. I think if that gets beat, I mean, obviously we could draw some more lines in here and that'd be great. 0.42, then I'd say probably all-time high at that point, honestly. So at that point, I think retail would be super interested. Plus, we have a massive double bottom here. Yeah, so 0.34 would really cover this double bottom in here. I mean, you have if you guys can't see it, you have your left bottom here, and now your right bottom over here. So, we get over 0.34, we go over 0.42. This thing's going to have some serious momentum to go up. I think, come up here, maybe back test it, go through, back test, and then just yeet. So if you're a Doge fan, it's a lot of hopium in that line I just drew. But just keep an eye out for these levels. Remember, risk management, especially with alts, they're very risky. All right, now we're going to look at Solana. Solana, again, similar to the ADA situation, we've got a lot of bullish price action. We've got price going up, volume going up. I'm not going to draw these arrows. We've got price going up, volume going up. We have price coming down and volume going down, which is still bullish. And then we have this kind of sideways movement in here. You could call this a giant bull flag. My only precaution with Sol is this legacy line. Sorry. This legacy line in here did break and get retested. So for me, I'm trying to keep an eye on that. I'm trying to stay as bullish as possible, knowing that Bitcoin at least cleared or has made a very bullish weekly close. So for me, this is in mind. So really anything above 174 invalidates that line. But for now, I'm just going to talk about this potential bull flag. So if you're looking at Sol, your level to break, any, obviously the legacy down, but definitely this golden level at 174, that would pretty much put you above major resistance. I mean, we've bounced off it once, bounced off it twice, a third time. Maybe we get through. Maybe it's a really wonky double bottom looking thing. Very possible, but overall, it would break the upward sign of this triangle, and it would break that golden zone. That would be very bullish. Your next target is 193, breaking 193, very bullish. That breaks all-time high, and as we know, breaking all-time highs are very, very bullish. So Sol, definitely something to look out for if you want to start a trade. For me, I'd probably wait for a pullback to 146, 148, that kind of level. Maybe wait for this bottom line to be tested one more time to make sure that it's support. And then, start the swing there, look for the next buy in this breakout, and then a final buy at around the 200 level. So, Alex, got here late. What's your view on Bitcoin? So, in the first 10 minutes of the video, I went over Bitcoin, just quickly pulled up for anyone that missed it. And my apologies. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know anyone's stance, and I don't like to get political, but I had to get the vaccine. I've got a couple of family members that live in other states and big cities and stuff, and I want to be able to live my life. So I got the vaccine, and man, it's kicking my ass. Kicking my ass pretty hard. So, it's not the worst thing ever, but my throat and my sinuses definitely feeling it pretty hard. Thanks for the sub, AB. I really appreciate it. But definitely feeling it pretty hard. But it's manageable. It's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't be too concerned about a vaccine regardless. So again, my thoughts on Bitcoin. Weekly close. We got the highest weekly close we've ever had. Definitely very bullish. My next final resistance, I guess you could say, is on a day, which would be this all-time high. Breaking all-time high. Extremely bullish. There's no other way to say that. So, but for right now, I am more bullish than bearish because we are breaking major resistance levels and holding them on a weekly. And we're back testing them, and we haven't plummeted yet. So, with that said, I am still keeping my head on a swivel because the price action just isn't necessarily there like it has been in the past. This is not necessarily the greatest bullish price action in regards to what happened at the beginning of this bull run, if you're going to call it that. So back to, let's see, went over Solana. Let's look at maybe XLM. So XLM, wow, this is a huge double bottom, or what looks like a double bottom. So XLM, I mean, yeah, we'll say this is a double bottom. We've got our left bottom here and our right bottom here. The level or the breakout level is 0.42. Above 0.42, we can see the next one is way up there. Way up there. Looks like we got another sub. Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate the sub, man. Means a lot. Thank you so much. But yeah, XLM. I don't have a lot of lines drawn on this chart because XLM is very, very volatile. You can see in the past we have these crazy moves up, then they come all the way down. Then a crazy move up, then it comes all the way down. I mean, it's stair stepping. It's getting there. But XLM is more of a kind of like a day trade, or hold for a couple days, make a nice 2x or maybe a nice 50% return, and then kind of cash out. So that level I'm looking at is 0.42 for sure. Zooming in here, kind of looks similar to Aetherium, like we have an inverted head and shoulders. So you have your head, your left shoulder, and your right shoulder. Again, it's kind of weird to call this the neckline, but we did break out of the neckline. We did go back below it, but we still closed above the neckline, pumped up, came down. I mean, again, this is a very volatile coin, but if you're into breakout trading or you're into just holding an altcoin for a day, I think XLM above 0.42 would be great, or you could buy around the 0.35 level. It's tough for me to call a stop loss on this because it is very, very volatile. So, but again, 0.42 is probably your best bet to get a nice little breakout trade. So let's look at DOT. So DOT, this is something I've covered on previous live streams. Again, great bullish price action. On the way down, we have volume going down. And on the way up, we have volume going up. On the way back down, we have volume going down. And then on the way up, it looks like some really, really good price action in here. I mean, this is textbook This is, from here over, this is textbook bullish price action. This is really what I wanted to see on Bitcoin, but it didn't quite happen. So for the most part, yeah, like I said, bullish price action. Not really much to see. I mean, it looks like we're trying to get above the breakout point. I think mine's based on a weekly. I don't know. Let me see. I mean, these charts a couple hours ago. Yeah, I think anything above maybe this 45 level. I mean, it looks like we've rejected it once. We'll probably come back down. We might retest this 37 level, so keep an eye out on that if you're into DOT. But it looks like we're kind of holding this 40 level. So, you know, if you're looking for a nice little pullback trade, maybe buy it around 40. I mean, keep your stop loss tight, but ultimately your breakout's 45. 45 is the level that you want to see DOT break. So let's see what we got. I'm heavy into crypto-related books. Can you recommend a good crypto or trading book you've read? It's funny. I don't really read books. I don't read books. I read articles on the internet, and I've read like pages out of trading books, but for me, most of my trading has been from experience. I've watched YouTube videos. I've looked at historical things that have happened in the past and how they've played out. I've kind of developed or forced myself to develop a trading system based off what I've learned in the past and how I've experimented with certain things. I know there's this concept of exhaustion in a market. When Bitcoin was between 50 and 60K area, I was calling for exhaustion for months. So I was prepared for that 50 to 60% drop. Unfortunately, retail was really involved in the crypto space, and they were buying the top. But for the most part, I just kind of developed my own system with what I see. And, you know, obviously I watch YouTube videos on like how MACD works and how RSI works and some minor things on price action. But for the most part, I learned everything on my own. You know, I wouldn't say I read a trading book or I read or I took a class or anything like that. It took me about 1.5 years to really develop and get really good at it. And to be honest with all of you, you need to be able to create your own system. You need to have your own system, because just because I'm pointing out these levels to you, just because I'm pointing out my risk management, maybe that doesn't work for you. Maybe you see it differently. And to be honest, no one's ever going to catch a bottom and no one's ever going to catch a top. My system is I want to try and buy near the bottom and kind of sell near the top, or sometimes sell where there's exhaustion or there's showing signs price could fall. So for me, I just kind of developed my own thing, and I'm glad I didn't read trading books because I would have overcomplicated things. I think my system is very easy to understand, and it's very easy to stream for all of you guys. So hopefully that kind of answers your question, but man, I would just look at YouTube videos and experiment. Don't go balls to the wall trading at first. If you're new, definitely start with like a 1/100th of the amount that you want to trade with, just so you can learn. And yeah, just experiment, figure it out. I mean, I hate to say figure it out on your own, but the greatest traders figured it out on their own, and that's how you become good at something. You just kind of figure it out. So with that said, let's look at VET. So VET, I kind of have some macro lines drawn. I wanted to plot this out for you guys a little bit better, but for the most part, here's the macro view. So we have this legacy line coming from top to bottom. Breaking that is pretty bullish. I mean, similar to Bitcoin breaking its legacy line at 53K, VET could run if it breaks about the 0.123 level. It's kind of funny, 0.123, but yeah, I mean, you have kind of an inverted head and shoulders in here. You have your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. I don't know if I would buy this below the breakout, because looking at this macro, you have some support at 0.106, so we'll draw like a little line here. We have some support here, but ultimately the macro trend points down all the way to 0.08, and that's about a 25% drop. So you have 25% drop to a 6% upside. To me, the risk management isn't there, even if you do buy and put your stop at 0.10. I would either wait for more pullback or wait for the breakout on this one. Obviously, next, you need to determine your your next breakout point, and to me it's around this 0.154 level, and then I would say either all-time high, this 0.25 level, is that the all-time high? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, and maybe a little bit here at 0.19. So there are your three levels for VET. If you guys would like to screenshot the chart, go ahead. I don't see a lot of negative things with MACD and RSI. I do see RSI breaking out here. So this is good, breaking out and kind of almost a back test on RSI. So this is pretty strong. This is a pretty strong looking chart for the most part, as long as it breaks out. And it can even pull back 25%, and it's still in a place where it can probably climb. But be patient, wait for the breakout. The risk management isn't there quite yet. Next, I'm going to cover Link, and then I'm going to open the floor and cover whatever else you guys want to. So Link, again, similar to VET, here are my macro lines for Link. I believe this bottom line stretches all the way down to $2, if I'm correct, but for the sake of what's going on right now, I'm going to leave it here. So we have our legacy from 52 all the way down. It looks like it got tested at 35 and then got tested again at 30. So for the this could make a double bottom. So here we go. Here's a good one that you might be able to buy in the next day or so. So if this comes down to here, it could pop back up, make a nice little double bottom here. The confirmation or validation point would be anything above this 27 level, but I'd probably wait for a breakout of the legacy line, because you'd hate to buy more here and then it just immediately hit this legacy and then come back down. So realistically, maybe look for an entry at 24, 25, so basically 50 cents lower. I would definitely put my stop somewhere down here, or maybe down here where this red wick is. Let's see the risk management on this bad boy. So let's see, if we buy at 25, so we've got a 6% down and about a 16% up. So about 3 to 1. I'd give it a nice 3 to 1. That's not terrible. It's not necessarily good. I like to see 4 to 1s or 5 to 1s, but not bad. Like if you want to get a nice little small entry for a swing trade, could be pretty good. I mean, we break that legacy line, you got some insurance to maybe put down a really nice chunky buy. So Link, yeah, I mean, just to draw a couple more zones you want to look out for. So obviously 35 and then 52. Really, I mean, you could even argue maybe 42, where we saw some resistance in the past and then continued up. So you're probably going to see something like this, double bottom, breakthrough, maybe retest, break up, retest, break up, retest, and then up like that. I mean, that's what everyone wants to see, but will it happen? Who knows? They're all coins. They do their own thing sometimes. So with all that, I'm going to open the floor to you guys. Anything you guys want me to cover, any altcoins you'd like to see or chart, or just get simple resistance and support lines or legacy lines, feel free to hit the chat. I'm going to drink a little bit of water and let you guys fill that out. Terry, they injected me with bull hopium. Nah, I don't trade opium, but maybe they injected me with the bullish syringe instead of the COVID vaccine. Please, can you give us analysis of lost crypto? You mean like Bitcoin that's been lost and like on like hard drives and stuff? I don't know how you can do a lot of analysis on that. I know there's been millions lost, but that's just something to keep in mind, that the supply is stagnant and dwindling because people consistently keep losing Bitcoin over time. Talk about the volume. I think I did cover the volume on Bitcoin. Bitcoin long-term view on log chart. I don't really look at log chart. There's a guy in my Discord that does log charts. His name's Larry the Tyrant. You can at him. He'll be happy, more than happy, to show you his log chart. He loves showing everybody his log chart. But yeah, go ahead and join Discord and ask him. Like I said, he'd be more than happy to help you. Any update on Reef? Can you check Reef USDT? Yeah, I can look at Reef. Reef. Oh, this is like a shit coin. Okay. So I'd prefer if we don't go over shitcoins, but you know, for the sake of this one, I can certainly do that. So this looks pretty bullish. You have your upward support here. What looks like a double bottom validated. One of these two candles that closed above 0.02. We're actually above the next resistance level. It looks like as well. So let's do this. Above that, could say that maybe there's some here. This is a tough chart, and then I'd say maybe somewhere up in here. All right. So it looks like we've kind of closed above this. We've kind of broken up. I mean, this is really, really strong price action in here for a breakout. So we broke up. We back tested. Kind of going sideways here a little bit. Let's see 4 hour. Yeah, not bad on the 4 hour too. I mean, this is pretty textbook bullish price action in here. So Reef looking pretty bullish. I would wait for maybe a pullback to 0.028. I think that would be 0.03 overall, somewhere around there. Your next breakout point is 0.036, and then again at 0.05. So overall, let's see the risk management on this thing. So if you bought right now, you'd be looking at about a 7% down and a 20% up. So it's about 3 to 1. You could certainly buy here. You'd have to put your stop below one of these wicks. It seems like maybe this is your support, but we've broken it in the past, which is a little weird. Let's see, right where the close is. So, yeah, I mean, this thing could come down a little bit. I mean, it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. It looks like it's responded really well to what Bitcoin's doing. You know, Bitcoin went up in July, kind of went down for a while, and then we saw over the last couple weeks, we went up a bunch. So Reef seems to be responding to not exactly what Bitcoin's doing, but it's responding to what Bitcoin's doing. So if you think Bitcoin's going to go up, there's a good chance Reef will also go up. Hello. This is my bear. I'm the bear tamer. I'm the bear tamer. That is my Rottweiler Dozer. He's 160 pounds of pure niceness. Isn't that right? And he just knocked over one of my cups of water. Darn dog. Let's see. Have you ever done any challenges like 1K to 10K? No, I don't do challenges. That's so stupid. I swing trade. I've got enough where I don't need to do challenges and stuff like that. I post setups. I do anything that a normal trader should do. I think the 1K to 10K kind of challenges are one. I think a lot of people fail at them. Also, going from 1K to 10K in a month or something is ridiculous. It's a 10x. If I were to 10x my portfolio today, I'd probably buy an island and not be live streaming all the time. But no, I'd probably still want to live stream. I like to work and I like to show people how to trade. But I don't really like challenges. I think they're kind of stupid. But if you like them, there are plenty of people that do them. Oh, you longed Reef from 0.022. So you bought in right around here. Not a bad buy. It looks like you bought the what looks like a W or a really wonky inverted head and shoulders here. But yeah, not bad. I mean, if you're looking to breakout trade, 0.03, maybe buy on a back test to 0.028, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Bitcoin's looking pretty solid right now. Oh, the name of the crypto is Loss. Is that with an L or an I? Alex, Bitcoin sell the news regarding the ETF could still happen, or is it safe from now? No, it could still happen. I mean, anything could happen. The U.S. government could ban Bitcoin, and it's going to make price drop 80%. So, for me, I mean, you have to think, like, I don't want to be the conspiracy guy that tells you guys a bunch of crazy things, and a bunch of crazy things can happen, but crazy things can happen. I would say definitely, if you're not in Bitcoin, look at alts. There are plenty of good altcoin setups. I just went over about 6. And hold on one second. Sorry about that. I would say look at alts. I think from 60K to 100K, let's say the Bitcoin tops 100K. That's not even a 2x. Some of these altcoins, if Bitcoin goes to 100K, are going to go up 2 to 10x. You're getting a way better return, and honestly, I mean, just from a TA standpoint, yes, this is very overbought and could pull back. I don't think it will, and I think if it does, there's going to be a monumental sell-off. So you could buy now. I mean, we're really right between support and resistance. I believe, like literally right between. So 3% down to about a 3.5% up. So for me, I would either wait for 60K again if we come down to 60K, or I'd wait for all-time high breaking. If you're like seriously a Bitcoin maxi and you only like to trade Bitcoin. But for me, from a trading standpoint, some of these alts are going to absolutely fly if Bitcoin breaks its all-time high. If Bitcoin even just ranges here and consolidates in this zone, some of these altcoins are going to fly. So to me, I think, if you missed this 40K buy or you missed this 29K buy, you're better off trading alts. I mean, that's specifically the reason why I'm trading alts. I mean, yes, I bought in the 33 to 36K range, but I sold at 49.5, or I sold right below 50K. I did not buy down here because I didn't think we were going to go up. I saw Head and Shoulders and I saw it validate. I saw some really bearish price action. The weekly looked very bearish, so I didn't buy any of this. And I certainly did not really buy any of this. I mean, I have a little bit of Bitcoin just because I bought at 60,250, but other than that, I'm not too interested in Bitcoin. I'm more interested in the alts. So Daniel, thank you for the sub, man. Really appreciate it. Everyone showing love with the subs. I love it. Yeah, I can do theta. I'll do theta for you. Let's see. Whoops, I completely spelled it wrong. I believe it's this one. Theta. Theta? Wow, this is a very volatile coin. Theta, I don't know. I think there's better altcoin setups right now, but it looks like I don't really see a lot happening with this right now. This price action from here down to here is pretty nice. I mean, there is a potential double bottom right in here. I mean, if you want to get like real fancy with it and draw maybe something like this, like a triangle like that. Let's look at a 4-hour. Let's just say we'll say like somewhere around here. I mean, yeah, this could be a nice double bottom if it bounces around here and then gets above 6.4. This could be a good coin to buy, but for me, I mean, I don't know this. Let's see, when did we top? We topped in March 21, and let's see, we've just gone down since then. So I don't know. This doesn't look that great. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look very good. I don't know, the selling, even the selling, there's not a lot of volume, so hard for me to make a call on theta. But if you're seriously looking to buy, well, you could buy it right now with a stop below 5.54. Your breakout target for this double bottom would be 6.27 to 6.43, and then it looks like your next resistance is somewhere around here at $7.01. So, if you can ride that double bottom, absolutely try and do it. But I don't know, this coin's just kind of, it hasn't really made a higher high in a while. I mean, it's making lower highs, which is good, but I don't know. I think this thing might need some more time to consolidate. Yeah, wow, this thing flew. Wow, it went from 50 cents all the way to $15. Yeah, I mean, this thing could still go up. It absolutely could, but tough for me to call right now. I'd want to see at least a higher high. I mean, looking at the weekly, looks like you got some resistance right around here. Even like right around here. Sorry, my lines aren't straight. And then like all-time high maybe? I don't know. This is a tough chart to chart. But moving on. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see on my list. Let's see if we can go over see if we can go over anything real quic. Let's do Aave. Actually, no. Let's do Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. This coin lags the entire bull market, and like the last couple weeks it explodes. So if you like absolutely missed, some of these altcoins breaking out, or Ethereum breaking out, or even Bitcoin breaking out, Bitcoin Cash is your savior. Bitcoin Cash, just levels to watch. Looking at a daily chart right away, I'd say this 786 level, I'd say, all-time high, of course, and then I'd say somewhere around the 1,100 level, but just seeing like intraday or intra-week or over a couple weeks to a month movement, I'd want to see something over 651. It's tough for me to call a pattern on this. This is decent price action in here. It's not great, but it's not bad. Just like short-term trend line. Yeah, if this can ride up and break 655, could be a nice buy. But, not the best kind of setup here, especially seeing that this is a head and shoulders and the neckline. We are above the neckline, so not bad. I don't know. Tricky chart. Not a lot going on, but just to review, guys, real quick, not seeing a lot more alts coming in. I'm just going to show the ADA chart again for anyone that missed it. This is a very, very good looking chart in my opinion. Like, I'm not covering it because, obviously I'm biased because I'm in it right now, but this is a very, very good chart. You have bullish price action going up. You have bullish price action going down. What I mean by that, price going up, volume going up. Price coming down, volume going down. You want to see this big ass volume candle here, especially on a sell-off or a bullish sell-off. This is great. This is all great. And then we have sideways movement in here. Sideways movement is called consolidation. And consolidation means accumulation. Again, consolidation, accumulation. People accumulate at these prices, and then once it breaks out, they load up, or the previous accumulation starts dwindling the supply, and then bam, it just explodes. So just zooming in here, we have a nice symmetrical triangle. If you want to be conservative, you can certainly be conservative and say that it's something like this, so we have some more room to bounce around. But I pointed out earlier today in Discord and on Twitter, ADA has a nice and very symmetrical double bottom, especially with this very, very low bottom as price is going down. This is textbook what I want to see when I swing trade. This is probably one of the better alts to swing trade if you are looking at swing trading. And I don't want to just like shill a bunch of bullshit on you. I'm being as honest as I can. This is probably the opportunity if you missed out on Bitcoin at 40K. This is it. It even looks better than Ethereum. It looks better than Solana. It looks better than... It's the best looking alt chart I could find at the moment. So for me, just to go over one more time, if you want a long, certainly long anywhere around this level. I covered that the risk management is there. You're looking at a 10% up and a possible 3% down. That's about a 3-to-1, depending on where you bought and depending on how much... of your portfolio is in. But again, just to cover the double bottom that I saw, your validation would be about 2.23. So at day close above 2.23, very, very bullish, just in this interest scalp. But what I'm looking for is a daily close above 2.33. I think that would close above this symmetrical triangle that's going on here, and it would get us above that big resistance or horizontal resistance that we're seeing, and it would allow a very large buy because your next resistance is all-time high. So altogether, if you bought down here and you're up here, that's a 40% gain. That's huge. It doesn't even matter if you have $1,000 in your account. A 40% gain over a couple weeks, huge. And as we know, if the all-time high gets broken, that is extremely bullish. Now, do I expect this thing just to yeet? No, I don't expect that. I don't expect that to happen. I expect, go up, maybe retest again, go up, retest that, go up, and then bang. I do expect something more or less like that. Can't draw it perfect, and I don't want to because I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression, but I did notice today. I notice things. I look at stuff, look at charts all day long, but I noticed this. Bitcoin went down to $61,000. ADA was 0.114 at one point before Bitcoin was $61,000. When it was like $62,000, it was like 0.114. Bitcoin is now at $62,000. ADA is now at 2.136. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? This means that people are buying ADA, and ADA is responding to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin went down, which usually when Bitcoin goes down 1%, alts will go down 3%, let's just say. So Bitcoin went down about 1.5%. ADA went up. ADA went up about 1%, almost 2% now. That's good. You want that. That's what we want. Bitcoin's going to run a little bit longer, but that's what you want. You want the altcoins you're interested in responding positively when Bitcoin goes down and when it goes up, which ADA did today. Now, granted, that's one day. That's one day. It bounced off support yesterday and today, but now it's looking like a really solid double bottom, especially with this low volume. I mean, I don't know how better else to explain it. If you're looking to get into a trade, this is a textbook perfect opportunity. Your risk management is there for a buy now. There is your breakout point's 10% higher. So, if we don't get the breakout and you just want a 10% gain, it's there. The risk management is there. Your stop loss doesn't have to be 20% below. I think it's about 3%. So your odds of loss are still very much in there. And again, sorry I'm covering it again, but I just wanted to get it out there for anyone that missed it. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to watch my stream. I really do appreciate it. All the new subscribers, all the new members in Discord, really do appreciate it. Really like how you guys are all being active and again, just supporting me overall. Almost to 3,000 followers on Twitter. So this is great. I couldn't imagine the growth that I've been getting over the last 2 months. I was just a guy that liked posting charts. And now I feel like, now I still feel like a guy that's just posting charts, but I really do appreciate all of you guys showing love and some of you showing hate. I mean, it pushes me to do better, and it pushes me to look at more indicators, and it pushes me to really do a deep dive in my analysis. And with that, guys, again, please join the Discord, and please like and subscribe if you like today's live stream. I really do appreciate it. But with that, as always, everyone, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck.